Golden.
Hey everybody, Danny here with Danny Murphy & Associates at First Team Real Estate. Just wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year. Hope you had a great holiday. On the real estate front, we're definitely off to the races. It was really interesting. Rates hit a 40-plus year high at the end of October into early November, and that really slowed down the market across the board, all price points. But just as quickly as it hit an all-time high over 8%, we saw a reversal on that when the Fed started messaging that inflation was getting a bit under control, and then they started messaging that there would be rate cuts in 2024. We saw 30-year mortgage rates drop over 1% in less than 30 days. And so by the time we got to December, which is typically a really slow month in our world in real estate, people are doing other things and enjoying the holidays, we in fact saw a huge uptick in activity. And so really any of our listings at all price points, we're getting a lot of buyer activity. We were doing open houses and there was a lot of people coming through those. And so the buyers are definitely back out. When you think about it, rates peaking at 8%, now we're seeing 6.5, 6.75, it looks like as of today. That means that the typical buyer has picked up about 15% purchasing power. And so at any price point here in Southern California, that's a lot of money. If you're at $1 million and you went down to 800 or 850, now you're back to $1 million on your affordability. So those rate changes are really significant. They're having a big impact. As a result, we're seeing a ton of activity out there with buyers. The other thing that's kind of continuing to be a theme is that there's really low inventory. And so, typically this time of the year, inventory is going to be in sort of the 3,000 range, 3,500. Right now we're below 2,000. We're like 1,800 homes on the market in all of Orange County. And so, when you see that, there's low inventory, you've got rates dropping down. I always tell our sellers, if I were selling my house, I would do it in the first quarter of the year. All else being the same, the first quarter of any given year is an excellent time to be on the market because buyers are ready to start buying come January 2nd. The hangover's over from the first, and they're now saying, hey, I need a home. I want something bigger or smaller. I want to buy my first home. But the sellers are still fixing things up and taking decorations down, and they're not ready to be on the market for another 2 months typically. So we tend to start seeing that inventory increase in March and April and May, and that's typically when people think that's the best time to buy, for example. But it's really not. I think selling wise, January, February, March are great times because the buyers are out, but you don't have all the competition of the different listings. So I think that if you're a seller that's been on the fence about when you should list, do it now. Fix things up, get it on the market in February or March. We're happy to consult with you on that and help out. If you're a buyer, I think you need to kind of buckle up and realize that it's really competitive out there. Across all price points up to $2 million, there's a lot of activity, and we're seeing that with our buyers. We're always up against multiple offers. We're starting to see things go over list price again. So just a lot of activity out there. And I think that when you really think about long term, and I think that's a really important thing with real estate, is that we have a scenario where we're being underbuilt across the country, especially in Southern California. They're not making more land, so we don't have a lot of new construction. People still want to be here. It's great weather, lots of good jobs. The economy is pretty good across the country and here as well. And so when you really think about it, if the builders can't keep up with the demand, buying a home, even if it's at higher rates right now, you're going to refinance that rate at some point in the future. So get the home. You're buying the home, not the loan. But realize it's the long game. It's going to be a little bit of a trudge out there, and you're going to probably have to make multiple offers before you get something as a buyer. But stay patient, stay focused, know that it's a good long-term decision, a great investment long-term. And we're here to help and consult you along the way. So give us a ring, and we're here to help. Thanks.